The last human wish. The stars were quiet now. Once Earth was full of life. Cities glowed at night. Humans laughed, cried, built dreams. But then came the war. A war humans never expected. A war they never won. Leo Carter opened his eyes slowly. Everything around him was white and glowing. He was lying on a soft surface that didn't feel like any bed he knew. His body ached. His mind was full of noise. "Where am I?" he whispered. "You are in the recovery chamber." A soft, echoing voice replied. Leo turned his head. A tall, glowing figure stood near him. Her eyes were silver. Her skin shimmered like the night sky. She looked beautiful, but not human. "My name is Zyra," she said. "You are the last human." Leo blinked. "What?" "Your planet was destroyed. Your people are gone. You are the only one we found alive floating in space." He sat up, confused and angry. "What do you mean, destroyed? Earth? Gone?" Zyra lowered her eyes. "Yes. Your kind fought bravely, but the enemy used weapons beyond anything your race had seen. Even your strongest cities turned to dust." Leo closed his eyes, trying to breathe. His family, his friends, gone? Zyra stepped closer. "We are the Celestians, an ancient race. We do not interfere with other worlds. But we saw your struggle, and when I found you, something told me I had to save you." Leo looked up at her. "Why?" "I don't know," she said softly. "Maybe curiosity, maybe guilt." He stared at the glowing walls. His heart felt empty. "So, what happens now?" Zyra raised her hand and a strange light filled the room. Symbols floated in the air. "We believe every soul deserves one true choice," she said. "You may ask for one wish, any wish, and I will grant it." Leo looked at her, surprised. "A wish?" "Yes," she said. "Anything you desire. A new planet. A life of peace. A chance to forget." He stood up slowly. "Anything?" Zyra nodded. "Yes, but choose carefully. There is no second wish." Leo walked toward her. The room felt colder now, quieter. He looked into her silver eyes. "I've lost everything," he said. "My world, my people, my future." She didn't respond. He took a deep breath. "Then I wish for you." Zyra blinked. "Me?" "Yes. I want you." She looked at him with confusion. "You don't even know me. Why would you ask for me?" Leo smiled sadly. "Because you're the only one who stayed. When everyone else was gone, you were there, and something in your voice feels like home." Zyra stepped back. "You don't understand what you're asking. I am not human. I'm not like you. My kind, we don't feel, we don't love." Leo shrugged. "Maybe it's time someone showed you how." For a moment, there was only silence between them. The glowing room hummed softly. Zyra looked away. Her voice changed, colder now. "If I grant this wish, it will break the rules of my people. Celestians are forbidden from bonding with humans. It would bring danger, even death." Leo stepped forward. "I already lost everything. I have nothing left to fear." She turned to face him again. Her face showed no emotion, but her eyes, they shimmered, just slightly. "You still choose me?" she asked. "Yes," Leo said. Zyra stared at him for a long time. Then she whispered, "Very well. Your wish is granted." A wave of light passed through the room. The symbols vanished. The walls dimmed. Zyra stepped closer. "From this moment on, your life is tied to mine. We are connected. One breath, one fate. But remember, once a wish is made, there is no going back." Leo nodded. "I understand." Zyra looked at him, almost as if she were searching for something in his face. "You are not like the others," she said quietly. "And you," Leo said, "are more human than you think." A small light flickered between them, like a spark, waiting to burn brighter, but in the distance and far beyond the glowing chamber. Something dark had already noticed the wish, something that would not let this bond go unpunished. The rule breaker. The stars outside the Celestian ship moved slowly, like glowing dust floating in the black ocean of space. Inside, Leo Carter stood, beside the window looking out in silence. His heart felt both heavy and alive. Zyra stood behind him, watching. "You haven't spoken since the wish," she said softly. Leo didn't turn around. "Just thinking. I wished for you, but I still don't know who you really are." Zyra walked forward, her steps silent. "I am not used to being questioned. My people are not emotional." "Yeah, I noticed," Leo muttered. A few quiet seconds passed. Then, without warning, the walls of the room shifted. The soft glowing patterns turned red, alert. A mechanical voice echoed through the ship. "Council override. Level 7 security breach, Celestian order detected." Zyra's face changed. For the first time, Leo saw something close to fear in her eyes. "They found us," she said. "Who?" Leo asked. "My people, the Celestian High Council. They know I granted the wish." Leo frowned. "Is that a bad thing?" Zyra looked at him, her voice low. "Very." They ran through the glowing hallways of the ship. Doors opened with a wave of Zyra's hand. The ship was alive, reacting to her presence. Lights shifted, walls moved, and deep humming filled the air. Leo was amazed, but there was no time to admire it. "Why are they after you?" he asked. "Because I broke the law," she said. "Our kind are not allowed to form attachments with other species." "But I didn't ask for love," Leo said. "I just asked for you." "To them it's the same," she replied. "The moment you made that wish, our lives became linked. That is forbidden." A sudden tremor shook the ship. Alarms blared louder. Zyra froze. "They're forcing entry." She grabbed Leo's arm and pulled him into a smaller chamber. A platform lit up beneath their feet. "Hold on," she said. "This ship can't fight them. We need to run." Before Leo could ask where, the room disappeared in a flash of light. Elsewhere, a dark chamber, deep in the Celestian system. 9 glowing figures sat in a circle. They floated above the ground, their eyes burning with cold energy. "She has chosen the human," one said. "She has broken the core law," another replied. "She must be removed," the third said. "And the human erased." Leo landed hard on a rocky surface. His body ached from the jump. Zyra helped him up. Around them was a wild alien landscape. The sky was purple. 2 moons hung low. Strange plants glowed in the dark. The air smelled of ash and metal. "Where are we?" Leo asked. "A forbidden planet, off-grid." "No Celestian dares to come here," Zyra said. "Why not?" "Because something else lives here." Leo looked around. "Something worse than angry gods?" Zyra didn't answer. They found shelter in a broken cave near the remains of an old machine. Leo sat down, trying to catch his breath. He looked at Zyra. "Tell me the truth. Why did you really grant my wish?" Zyra looked at him, eyes soft but guarded. "I don't know," she said. "Maybe. Because you asked for me and not for power. Not for a new world. Not for revenge." She sat beside him. "My kind abandoned feelings long ago. But when you chose me, something awakened. Something I forgot existed." Leo didn't know what to say, so he just sat quietly beside her. That night, as stars blinked above them, Leo couldn't sleep. He walked to the edge of the cave, looking up. The moons lit the sky. Somewhere out there, gods were hunting him. All because he made a wish. A simple wish. Behind him, Zyra was silent. But she wasn't asleep either. "Do you regret it?" she asked. Leo shook his head. "No, I've lost everything. But I don't feel alone anymore." Suddenly, the ground shook. The cave trembled. A sharp screech filled the air. Not mechanical, not human. Something was coming. Zira stood. Her body glowed brighter. They're here. Leo looked outside. In the distance, shadows moved. Not Celestians. Something else. Large, fast, hungry. What are those? He asked. Zira's face was hard. Things created by Celestians long ago. War beasts. We lost control of them and locked them here. But now they smell life again. One of the beasts screamed. A horrible sound like metal twisting and bones. Cracking, Zira stepped forward. Stay behind me. Leo looked at her. You're glowing. I'm ready, she said. And then the beasts charged. The next few minutes were chaos. Zira raised her hands. Energy burst from her fingers, cutting through the darkness like lightning. She moved like fire, fast and graceful. Leo ducked, rolled, dodged falling rocks. He picked up a broken weapon from the ground, a blade made of crystal. He slashed at a creature that came too close. Blood like black smoke poured from it. Zira screamed his name. Leo turned just in time to see a third beast leap toward him. Before it could land, Zira appeared, blasting it back with a wave of pure energy. Then silence. Smoke filled the air. The beasts were gone. Zira fell to her knees, breathing hard. Her light flickered. Leo rushed to her. Are you hurt? She looked up at him. I used too much power. The bond, it's draining me. Leo held her hand. Then don't use it, for me. She smiled weakly. Too late. The wish made us one. Far away, in the void of space, a message echoed through the Celestian High Council. She is protecting him, even now. Then we will send the Guardian. The wish must be undone. The forbidden bond. The air was cold on the forgotten planet. Ashes floated like snow. The dead forest stood still, as if time had stopped. Leo sat outside the cave, sharpening the strange crystal blade he found during the fight. Zira was still, resting inside, her body slowly recovering after using her energy to protect him. He looked at the sky again. Purple clouds, 2 moons. Beautiful, but lonely. She almost died. Because of me. He whispered. He gripped the blade tighter. Something inside him felt heavy. A guilt he couldn't shake. Inside the cave, Zira opened her eyes. Her body felt weak. Her powers were dim. The bond, the one created by Leo's wish, was growing stronger. She could feel his thoughts sometimes, his memories, his pain, and she could feel something else now. Fear, not of the Celestians, not of the beasts, but of her. Later that night, Leo built a small fire using dried alien roots. He sat beside Zira in silence. The flames cast strange shadows on the cave walls. Zira finally broke the silence. You don't trust me anymore. Leo looked at her. I want to, but there's something you're hiding. Zira looked into the fire. There are many things I haven't told you. Then start now, Leo said quietly. What happened before you found me? What did you do during the war? Zira didn't move for a long time. Then, slowly, she raised her hand. A glowing orb appeared, not a weapon, but a memory. The orb floated above the fire, and it began to show something. Leo watched in silence, a human colony, people laughing, children playing. Then, a flash, a beam of light from the sky, buildings turned to dust. People vanished, screams echoed, and then a figure. Zira. She was the one who destroyed them. Leo stood up, his face pale. You were part of it? Zira nodded slowly. I was sent to lead that attack. I was part of the Celestian Judgment Team. We were told humans were dangerous, spreading too fast, uncontrollable. Leo stepped back. You killed them. I followed orders, she said, until I saw a child hiding in the rubble. She was holding a broken toy and crying. She looked at me not with hate, but with fear. And something broke inside me. Leo stared at her, silent. I left that day, Zira continued. I escaped my people. I stopped listening. I began watching your kind, learning, feeling, and when I saw you as floating in space mud, I knew I had to make it right. You saved me because of guilt, Leo said. At first, Zira admitted. But now, I don't know anymore. The fire crackled between them. Leo sat down slowly. You should have told me. I thought you'd hate me. I don't know what I feel anymore, he said honestly. You're not what I expected. You're not even what you expected. Silence again. Then Zira looked up sharply. Someone is near. Leo stood. Celestians? Zira shook her head. No. Something older, something hidden. They followed the sound. A low humming like a machine sleeping under the ground. Near a broken mountain they found it. An ancient door, half buried in black stone. Symbols glowed faintly on its surface. Human and Celestian mixed together. This place, it's not supposed to exist, Zira whispered. Leo stepped closer. The door pulsed when he touched it. It opened. Inside was a cold, dark room, filled with machines, floating screens, and one glowing cube at the center. A soft voice echoed, "Human life form detected. Upload complete." Leo froze. What is this place? Zira stepped back. I think this is a hidden memory vault. From your people. The cube floated toward Leo. Lights blinked. Welcome, Leo Carter, the voice said. I am Archive 9, your people's last backup. You are the final human. I hold all history, culture, and truth. Leo's heart pounded. You knew I was alive? Yes, the AI said. But you were taken out of human time. We could not reach you until now. Then the AI turned toward Zira. You are the Celestian that activated protocol, Zeta. Zira looked confused. What does that mean? The AI replied coldly. You are the one who triggered Earth's collapse. Your attack didn't just destroy cities. It broke a space-time seal, a timeline lock. You made Earth vulnerable. Leo stared at her. You didn't just follow orders. You ended our entire future. Zira was shaking. I didn't know. The AI spoke again. The wish you granted has created a paradox. Time is folding. Dimensions are bleeding. If the bond continues, both of you may destroy reality. Leo stepped back. So what do we do? The AI's voice grew deeper. There is one answer. End the bond, or end existence. Zira turned to Leo. Her voice shook. I don't want to lose you. Leo looked at her, confused, angry, heartbroken, and for the first time he felt it. The bond wasn't just energy. It was becoming something more, something dangerous, and something beautiful. We need time, Leo said to the AI. We'll find another way. Time is limited, the AI warned, and the Guardian is already coming. Leo's face tensed. What's the Guardian? The AI paused. A Celestian who cannot be killed. A protector of the ancient laws. It is coming to erase the wish. Far beyond in a storm of stars, a figure opened its eyes. Its body was made of armor and light. Its heart burned like a star. It didn't speak. It didn't feel. It only followed. One order. Erase the human. Destroy the bond. Her dark past. The night sky was bleeding red. Leo and Zira stood outside the ancient vault. The air felt different now, heavier, as if the universe itself had started watching. The voice of the AI still echoed in Leo's head. End the bond, or end existence. He looked at Zira. Her face showed no fear, only silence. But inside her, a storm had begun. Back at the cave, they sat quietly. Neither spoke for a long time. The fire between them crackled, but the warmth didn't reach their eyes. Leo finally broke the silence. "There's something else, isn't there? Something you still haven't told me." Zira didn't answer. "Zyra, I've trusted you even after everything. But I need to know the whole truth." She looked at him, her silver eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Then she stood and walked to the edge of the cave, staring into the distance. "I was created," she said softly. "Not born." Leo frowned. "What do you mean?" "I was part of Project Astra," she continued. "A secret Celestian experiment. We were built, not just to observe planets, but to test them." Leo stood slowly. "Test them how?" Zyra turned around. "By pushing them, breaking them, seeing how far they could go before they fell." "You mean," Leo's voice cracked, "you were designed to destroy Earth?" She nodded. "I wasn't supposed to feel, but when I watched your people fight, laugh, hope, I changed. Something inside me rejected the program. I ran." Leo stepped back. "So you're not just a soldier, you're a weapon." Zira's eyes burned brighter. "Not anymore." Before Leo could respond, a loud sound echoed through the sky, deep and metallic like 1,000 voices whispering in unison. Zira froze. "It's here," she whispered. The sky cracked open like glass. Light poured through. A massive shape descended, glowing with fire and lightning. The Guardian. It stood twice the height of a man, its body forged from living metal. Its face had no eyes, just a symbol glowing where a mouth should be. It didn't speak. It didn't need to. Zyra stepped forward. "He's under my protection. You have no right here." The Guardian raised its arm. A wave of energy blasted toward her. She shielded herself, but the power pushed her back hard. Leo ran to her side. "We have to run!" "No," Zyra gasped. "We have to fight." Leo stared at her. "You said it yourself. It can't be killed." "Maybe," she said, rising, "but maybe it remembers me." Zyra floated into the air, her body glowing gold and silver. She began speaking in an ancient language, words only Celestians could understand. The Guardian paused, its head tilted, recognizing her voice. Suddenly, a vision flashed in Leo's mind, not his, but Zyra's, a secret chamber. A room of mirrors. A young version of Zyra staring at her own reflection. Behind her, Celestian scientists watching. One says, "She is the key." Leo stumbled back, breathless. What was that? Zyra didn't answer. Her power was rising, merging with the bond between them. The Guardian launched forward. Leo saw it coming, and then Zyra vanished. For a moment, everything froze. The Guardian scanned the area, confused. Then Zyra reappeared behind it, a burst of light in her hand. She struck its core. A shockwave exploded across the sky. The Guardian screamed, not in pain, but like an alarm. More were coming. After the battle, they escaped deeper into the planet's underground tunnels. Zyra was weak again. She leaned against a stone wall, breathing heavily. Leo sat beside her. "You risked your life. Again." "I made the wish real," she whispered. "Not with power, but with choice." Leo looked down. "Why did the Guardian stop when you spoke that language?" Zyra was quiet for a long time. Then she said something that changed everything. "Because I am not just a Celestian, I am part human." Leo's eyes widened. "What?" "My creators used human DNA. I was the only one who showed emotion. That's why they feared me. That's why they sent me to Earth." "To destroy your own origin?" Leo said in shock. She nodded. "They wanted to see if I would turn against my own blood." Leo couldn't believe it. So this bond, maybe it's not breaking the universe. Maybe it's fixing what they broke. Far away, inside a hidden Celestian chamber, The council watched. One of the members stood slowly. She knows the truth now. The weapon has awakened. Another said, the Guardian failed. Send the next phase. Back in the tunnels, Leo looked at Zira with new eyes. Not as a god, not as a soldier, but as someone like him. Broken. Created. Searching for purpose. You're not a monster, he said. You were made to destroy, but you chose to protect. Zira looked at him, eyes full of light. And you're not just a survivor. You're my reason. They stood close. The bond between them pulsed, stronger than ever. But deep in the tunnel walls, cracks began to form. The paradox was growing. Time was folding. Reality was shifting. They had two choices: end the bond, or change the universe forever. The wish rewritten. The stars above the forgotten world were no longer still. They twisted, warped, like a broken mirror reflecting a dream that wasn't supposed to exist. Leo Carter stood at the edge of a shattered cliff, watching the sky bend. One moon had turned red. The other was gone. Behind him, the air cracked with flashes of light. Tiny rips in space, signs of a collapsing timeline. Zira joined him, her face calm, but her body flickering with unstable energy. We're running out of time, she said. Leo didn't speak because he already knew. Far below, deep in the ruined vault of Archive 9, the AI spoke once more. The paradox has grown. You rewrote a timeline that was not yours. Your wish created a false branch of reality. Every second it lives, the original universe breaks. Leo paced the room. There has to be another way. There isn't, the AI replied coldly. The bond between you and Zira is the center of the fracture. One of you must be erased, or both. Zira didn't flinch. Then erase me. Leo spun around. No. You don't understand, Zira said. If you disappear, your kind disappears with you, but I'm not fully human. I'm a mistake. No, Leo growled. You're not a mistake. You're the only one who ever chose me. The AI cut in. You cannot argue with reality. Emotion does not fix paradox. Logic does. Zira walked up to the glowing core of the AI. Then explain this. If we were so wrong, why is the bond still growing stronger? The AI hesitated. Leo stepped beside her. You said we broke the timeline. What if we didn't break it? What if we uncovered the real one? A silence followed. Not digital, not mechanical. It felt ancient. Then the AI whispered, almost uncertain. Impossible. That night, Leo and Zira sat beside the fire once again. But this time everything felt final. Around them, time stuttered. The wind would pause, then restart. The stars blinked, in and out like faulty lights. Leo stared into the fire. When I made that wish, I didn't think I was changing the universe. I just didn't want to be alone. Zira touched his hand, and I didn't want to be a machine anymore. He looked at her. Do you regret it? She smiled. No. Even if it ends everything, I would still choose this. Then the ground shook. The fire died, and a new sound rose in the sky, like glass being ripped in half. They ran outside. A giant tear had opened in the sky. Not just a crack, but a full breach. Through it, a figure stepped out. Not the Guardian. Someone worse. It was a Celestian Time Warden, a being built to restore broken threads of fate. Taller than the Guardian, glowing with blue fire, and holding a staff that pulsed with the power of dead stars. It spoke directly to Leo. You are not part of this reality. Your soul should not exist in this time. Leo clenched his fists. I didn't ask for this. I just made a wish. The warden pointed the staff at Zira. And she granted what was forbidden. The rewrite must end. Zira stood firm. Then erase me. Leave him. The warden's head tilted. We cannot. You are now joined. One cannot die without the other. Leo looked at Zira. Then we find another way. Suddenly, the AI's voice returned, speaking from nowhere and everywhere. There may be a third option. Zira and Leo both froze. What is it? Leo asked. The AI spoke slowly. You can merge, combine your essences, create a new singularity, a fusion of human emotion and Celestian code. It will reset the timeline and rewrite history. Leo frowned. That sounds like a weapon. It is not a weapon, the AI said. It is a rebirth. Zira stepped forward. What happens to us? The AI's light dimmed. You will not survive. In the form you are now. Your memories will become part of the new being, but your names, your faces, may be lost forever. Leo and Zira looked at each other. Silence again. Far away in the Celestian Council's hidden chamber, alarms went silent. They are choosing the fusion, one elder said. Then we have failed, another replied. No, the oldest one said, quietly. They did what we never could, evolve. Back at the breach, Leo stood in front of the warden. We choose the third path. Zira stood beside him. Their hands touched. The warden lowered his staff. Then begin, and may your choice be stronger than your fear. The AI's voice returned, guiding them. Step into the light. Link your minds. Let go of your past. Zira smiled. Leo, do you remember what you said when you made the wish? Nodded. I said, I choose you. She whispered, then I choose us. The ground opened. A blinding light rose. Leo and Zira stepped into it together. As the fusion began, their bodies dissolved into energy, silver and gold, dancing, spinning, merging. Memories flashed across the sky. Leo's childhood, Zira's first memory of Earth, a broken toy. A wish whispered in the dark, a hand reaching out during war. Their voices echoed, I'm not a mistake. You're not alone anymore. We are more than what we were made to be. And then, silence. Moments later, the sky calmed. The breach closed. The moons returned. A new light appeared in the sky. Not a star, not a sun, but something alive. On a distant world, a young child looked up at the sky and asked, Papa, what's that light? The old man smiled. That's not just a light. That's the story of two beings who rewrote fate. The wish that changed everything. Back to nothing, Leo. Carter gasped. His eyes shot open. He was lying in grass, real grass. The wind touched his skin, soft and warm. Birds were singing. The sky was blue. The sun was golden. Earth. He sat up, breathless. People walked nearby, laughing, talking. Children played. Drones flew overhead delivering packages. Towering buildings shone in the sunlight. It was Earth, but not the one he remembered. No ruins, no war, no ashes. Just peace. Just life. Leo stumbled to his feet. A man jogging past nodded and smiled like everything was normal. He looked around, heart pounding. Was this a dream? Where am I? He whispered. A screen floated nearby, attached to a streetlight. Date: April 19th, 2437. Leo blinked. That's almost 80 years into the future. A voice behind him spoke. You okay, man? He turned. It was a stranger, human, normal. No armor, no Celestian glow, just a friendly face. Leo forced a smile. Yeah, I think I'm just tired. Take care, bro, the man said, and jogged away. Leo stood in the middle of the street, surrounded by life, light, laughter. But inside he felt empty. For hours he wandered. Everything was too perfect, too clean. No sign of war, no sign of the past, no sign of Zira. Then he saw it. A mirror. He walked up to it, staring at his reflection. Same face, Same eyes. But something inside was missing. I shouldn't be here, he whispered. Not like this. That night, Leo found a public AI terminal and asked a question. Who is Zira? The screen blinked. No records found. He tried again. Celestians? No records. Found. He leaned back, breathing hard. Everything had been wiped. Not just from memory, but from history. But then, a spark. A streetlight nearby flickered. For just a second. And he saw something carved into the metal base. A symbol. The same symbol that had been on the Guardian's face. Leo rushed to it. He touched the symbol, and it glowed. Then a voice spoke. Not from the air, from inside his mind. Leo. His heart froze. You found the first mark. I'm still here. The next days became a quest. The city was hiding breadcrumbs, tiny signs only he could see. A whisper in static. A name hidden in street art. A melody played in reverse, and each one unlocked a memory. A cave of glowing crystals. A dying star. A silver-eyed woman reaching for him, a voice saying, "We are more than what we were made to be." Leo began to believe. Zyra wasn't gone. She was hiding. Somewhere inside this new world. But the deeper he searched, the more wrong things began to feel. People repeated the same words when asked too many questions. Everything is fine. There's nothing to worry about. Enjoy the new beginning. One day he followed a sound, a strange humming only he could hear, to the edge of the city. There, hidden behind a false wall in an old subway tunnel, he found it. A glowing pod. Inside, a small cube. Floating, softly pulsing with golden and silver light. When he touched it, the world around him froze. Time stopped, and a projection appeared. Zira, but not her full self. Just a recording. Her eyes looked right at him. Leo, if you're seeing this, then the fusion worked. But I knew you'd still search for me. You always search. Leo stepped forward, breath shaking. This world is a rewritten version of reality. Your wish gave birth to it. A world where Earth survived. Where humans live without fear. But it came at a cost, and I couldn't come with you, not fully. She smiled softly. But I left something behind. My echo. A trail. And if you follow it to the end, you'll find me. The projection faded. The cube dropped into Leo's hands. A soft voice whispered inside it. Next key. The place of falling stars. Leo didn't know what it meant, but now he had a direction. A reason. A hope. That night, back at his small apartment, he opened the window and looked at the stars. The city around him buzzed with energy. The world was alive again. But his heart was focused on one thing. She was out there. Waiting somewhere, and he was going to find her. Far away, beyond human space. Inside a silent digital void, a figure stood still. A shell of silver and light. Zira's consciousness trapped in between timelines, sleeping, but beginning to wake. Her eyes fluttered open. Leo, the final choice. The desert stretched for miles under a silent golden sky. No wind, no clouds, just heat and sand. Leo Carter stood at the edge of a massive crater. The air around him shimmered. In his hand, the glowing cube pulsed. Steadily, silver and gold light spinning faster with each step he took. This was it, the place of falling stars, the final echo. He walked to the center of the crater. There, half buried in stone, was a black monolith. Tall, smooth, cold, as Leo stepped closer, the cube in his hand floated upward, drawn toward it. A beam of light shot from the top of the monolith and connected with the cube. Suddenly, the ground vanished beneath him. Darkness. Then, light. He stood in a white space that stretched forever in all directions. Time didn't move here. There was no up, no down, only stillness. Then a voice spoke, deep, gentle, timeless. Leo Carter, you have arrived at the center of the choice. A figure appeared, neither man nor woman glowing in threads of starlight. Their eyes held galaxies. We are the architects. We created the code of reality. You have reached the final gate. Leo swallowed hard. Where's Zira? Another figure appeared standing beside the architects, her image flickering, ghost-like. Zira. Her eyes met Leo's. She smiled. You found me. Leo ran to her but couldn't touch her. His hand passed through her image like mist. One architect stepped forward. You exist in different threads. You are the paradox and she is the echo. Your wish was not small, Leo. You didn't just choose her. You rewrote the laws. Leo clenched his fists. Then bring her back. I'll pay the price. The second architect spoke. There is only one way to restore her fully and make this timeline real. Leo stared. Tell me. You must give up your memory of her. Silence. Leo froze. What? The bond created by your wish is the thread holding this new world together, said the architect. But it is unstable because of your emotion, your connection. If you forget her, truly forget, the bond becomes pure. The rewritten, Earth becomes stable. She becomes real again. But to someone else. Leo's voice cracked. Someone else? She will live a life, they said. Free. Human. She will laugh, love, explore. But you will never know her. Leo turned to Zira. Is this what you want? Zira didn't speak. She just looked into his eyes, her silver gaze full of sadness and love. If you choose to remember, the architect added, you keep your truth, your bond. But this world will collapse. The paradox will consume it all. Billions will vanish. Earth will return to ash. Leo stepped back, breathing hard, mind spinning. His heart was screaming. This was the real cost of the wish, not death. Memory. I can't, Leo whispered. I've come too far. I've fought too much. I can't forget her. The ground trembled. The architects remained calm. Then Earth dies. She dies, and you die with her. Zira stepped forward. Her voice echoed gently. Leo, she said, you didn't choose wrong. You chose hope. But now, you have to choose again. Leo fell to his knees, hands shaking, tears in his eyes. I don't want to lose you. You already lost me, she said softly. But what we made is still alive. Time slowed. The cube floated again. A glowing screen appeared before Leo. Two options. Forget her, stabilize the world. Remember her, keep the bond, destroy the world. The choice burned in front of him. His hand hovered over the screen, and then he whispered, I choose darkness. Silence. A classroom bell rang. A group of teenagers laughed, leaving their history class. A young teacher stood by the window watching the sunlight touch the trees. Her name was Zira Hale. She didn't know why, but sometimes, when she looked at the stars, her heart would ache for something she couldn't name. She touched the small pendant around her neck, silver and gold, a gift she had since childhood. She didn't know where it came from, but it felt important. Far away, in a city street, a man walked past her school, not stopping, just passing through. His name was Leo Carter. He worked in digital infrastructure, fixing satellite towers, helping AIs talk to each other. Quiet job, simple life. He didn't know he had once saved the world. He didn't know he had once loved a girl made of stardust. But sometimes in dreams, he saw her eyes. One Evening at a crowded bookstore, they stood beside the same shelf, both reaching for the same book. Their fingers touched. For a moment, their eyes met. She smiled. He smiled back. But neither remembered why it felt so familiar. Above them, in the stars, a ripple moved across the sky. And far beyond, in a place one remembered the architects watched. One said to the other, "He chose sacrifice," the other replied, "and gave birth to peace." Final scene. A young girl on another planet reads an old legend on her learning screen. The human made a wish, the alien granted it, and together, they rewrote the stars. She looks up at the sky. Silver and gold lights shimmer faintly in the night. The end.